But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let me ask you something. What do you do when life strikes you in the face? When the world, with its rules and morality, drags you down and says, stay there? Do you fight back? Or do you do what most people do? Curl up, cry a little, and wish things were different? Wrong. You see, life is a game, and if you're playing it like everyone else, you've already lost. Why? Because the ones in command, the ones who pull the strings, designed it that way. They want you to battle by their rules, to strive on their terms. And as long as you do, you'll always be weak, always be little, always be losing. But here's the kicker, the joke nobody gets. Weakness isn't the problem. Weakness is the solution. Our strength, the golden calf we all worship. They tell you to be strong. They tell you to resist. They advise you to battle for your dreams, to push through the suffering, to rise above the hurdles. Sounds great, doesn't it? Sounds heroic. But here's what they don't tell you. Fighting on their terms is a trap. When you quarrel, you become predictable. You become manageable. They know how to handle you because they've seen it all before. Strength is merely another shackle, another rope for them to yank. Think about it. The strongest persons in history, the warriors, the revolutionaries, they all met the same destiny. Broken, beaten, forgotten. Why? Because they played the game of strength. And the game of strength is rigged. So what do? How do we exit the game? How do we quit being pawns in someone else's story? We surrender. Now, I know what you're thinking. Surrender? Really? Give up? Lay down and die? Oh no, no, no. You misinterpret me. I'm not talking about giving up. I'm talking about giving in. There's a difference, a delightful difference. You see, surrender isn't about quitting. It's about control. It's about exploiting the situation, no matter how severe, to your advantage. When you concede, you don't stop playing the game, you change the game. Let me give you an example. Picture a boxer in the ring. He's losing, badly. His opponent is bigger, faster, stronger. Every punch takes him down. Every round drives him closer to defeat. He could keep battling. He could keep swinging and pray for a miracle. But he won't win. He can't win. Or he can submit. Not to the opponent, but to the situation. He can stop resisting and start adjusting. He can act dead, let his opponent think he's finished, lull him into a false sense of security. And when the moment is right, boom, he strikes. That's surrender. That's power. Our weakness, the thing we all fear, the thing we all hide. But what if I told you that weakness is a weapon? What if I told you that your defects, your failures, your fears, they're not curses but blessings? You see, weakness is deceptive. It makes people underestimate you. It makes them think you're harmless, insignificant, irrelevant. And that, my friends, is where the magic happens. When they underestimate you, they let their guard down. They stop watching you, stop thinking about you. And that's when you strike. That's when you turn the tables. Let them think you're weak. Let them think you're broken. Play the fool, play the victim, play whatever part the world expects from you. And then, when they least expect it, you rise. You rise from the ashes of their arrogance and seize what they thought you couldn't have. The greatest successes come from the biggest shortcomings. Now, here's the fun part. Surrender isn't just a tactic. It's a worldview. It's a way of life. Most people, they seek control. They seek order, stability, predictability. They cling to it like a drowning man clings to a sinking ship. But control is an illusion. Order is a fiction. The world isn't stable. It's not predictable. It's anarchy. Beautiful, glorious chaos. So why resist it? Why oppose the inevitable? Surrender to it. Embrace it. Let the chaos swallow you, shape you, transform you. When you yield to chaos, you become something else. Something more. You become versatile, flexible, unstoppable. You don't break, you bend. You don't fall, you flow. You don't lose, you learn. Chaos is freedom. Surrender is power. Ah, but you want a tail, don't you? Something to sink your teeth into. Well, let me tell you a short bit. Once upon a time, there was a man, a nobody. He had no power, no hopes, no future. Life had beaten him down, ground him into dust. And he tried, oh how he tried, to fight back, to be strong, to be a hero. But it didn't work. It never works. So one day he quit fighting. He stopped striving to be someone he wasn't. He surrendered, not to the world, but to himself. To his darkness, his craziness, his turmoil. He let go of the urge to be powerful, to be good, to be normal. And in that surrender, he found power. Real power. Power that didn't come from strength or prestige, but from freedom. Freedom to be anything, do anything, become anything. That man, he became the Joker. Now, I'm not telling you to become me. Ha! No. That would be dull, predictable. And if there's one thing I despise, it's predictability. What I'm saying you is this: stop fighting the wrong battles. Stop attempting to be something you're not. Stop live by rules that were never meant to serve you. Surrender. Surrender to your shortcomings, your anxieties, your failures. Surrender to the chaos, the uncertainty, the lunacy. And in that surrender, you will find power. Power to transform the world, to rewrite the laws, to become someone they never saw coming. Because the truth is, life isn't about winning or losing. It's about playing the game on your terms. And when you submit, when you stop fighting and start embracing, you stop being a pawn and start being a king. So, my friends, my fellow freaks, I leave you with this. Don't be afraid of vulnerability. Don't be afraid of failure. Don't be afraid of surrender. Be frightened of mediocrity. Be afraid of conformity. Be terrified of living a life that isn't completely yours. Because in the end, the only way to win is to surrender. The joke's on them after all. Ha 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 ha.